Okay, so this is lesson 5 in unit 5. We're going to be talking a little bit about, again, about recognizing what representations are functions and what representations are not functions. So let's take a look here. Let's start by recalling the definition of a function. It is a rule that assigns each input to exactly one output. So we talked about that word exactly. That means that you can have lots of inputs that have the same output, but what you can't have is one input that has more than one output. So we look at these here and we say, could the following tables represent functions? Well, let's take a look. Here, I notice that all my inputs are different. That is an immediate indication that this can be a function. It doesn't matter that 10 has an output of 32, and so does 50. 20 has an output of 64, and so does 40. That's fine. What I don't see is the same input with multiple outputs. So we would say yes, because each input has exactly one output. In this next table, I notice that I've got two inputs of 7 with different outputs. So this situation right here causes this to not be a function. So this would be no, because some inputs have more than one output. That's not okay. And then for this final one, I notice same thing. They're not next to each other, but here's the input -3 has two separate outputs. So once again, this fails here and here. So no, because some inputs have more than one output. Okay, so we're pretty good at this by looking at a table, but let's look at some other representations. So right here, this is not in table format, but this is essentially the same thing. Each of these, and we look at the table, each of these is a point. Okay, each column is a point where this is the X and this is the Y. So when I look here, these are also points. We could list these in a table if we want to. But what we want to do is we want to check to see if each input has exactly one output. So if I look here, I notice no repeated inputs. I'm looking at the X values. So the X values are 4, 2, -3, 2. Oh, I lied. There is a repeat. It's good to say it out loud. There is a repeat. 2, the input 2 has an output of -1, and it also has an output of 4. So this right here makes this fail. This one and this one. So this would be a no. What about the next one? Inputs are -4, 2, -1, and +1. No repeated inputs means each input has exactly one output, so this would be yes. Each input has exactly one output. And then let's look at this last one. Inputs are 6.5, 7, 6, 2, and 5. Again, no repeated inputs means each input has exactly one output, so this would be a yes. Each input has exactly one output. Okay, moving on. So we want to do a couple of different things here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in this table using the function y equals x squared, and we're only going to use these values of x. Actually, it says positive values, but this table goes up through 6. So remember how we find these out. Since it's x squared, we're going to do 0 squared, which is 0. For the next one, we're going to do 1 squared because the function is take the input and square it. That's 1. 2 squared, 3 squared. Continue and finish off this entire table and then restart the video. Okay, so here's the completed table. And now what they'd like us to do is they'd like us to actually graph this. So what we're going to do is we're going to plot on the graph 0, 0, and then 1, 1, 2, 4, etc., etc. These are our x values, these are our y values, and we're going to plot them on the graph. So again, pause the video, plot your points, and then restart the video. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted all those points. You can see them right there. And since this is, it says positive values of x, this function would be continuous because it also includes 1.5, 2.5. They're not in the table, but they're positive values of x. So this function would be continuous, which is probably one of the questions, maybe not. So I need to go ahead and draw the line connecting these points. And this is obviously not a straight line, and that's going to be one of our questions. So up through the points, and then I'm going to put an arrow on it because it actually keeps going. Okay. Is this a linear equation? Definitely not. No, because it doesn't have a constant rate of change. Doesn't have a constant rate of change. And then if it did have a constant rate of change, it would be a straight line. So then they say, okay, well, use the graph to estimate 2.5. So instead of punching this in our calculator, they want us to actually estimate it. Well, once we have our graph, that's pretty easy. I'm just going to find 2.5, and I'm going to march it up until I hit the graph. And it looks like I hit the graph right at 6. So our estimation for 2.5, estimation, that's the symbol for estimation. It's like a curvy equal sign, is 6. Okay, so we created the table, created the graph. We used the graph to estimate. All right, last thing, back to this idea of is it a function or not? So we need to be able to look at a graph and decide if it's a function or not. Again, the question is, does each input have exactly one output? When you're looking for your inputs, we're talking about the x values. And so then the dots would be your outputs. So if I look here, there's inputs of -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And all of those only have one dot. So each of those inputs only has one output. So yes, each input has exactly one output. Contrast that with what you see down here. So this time I have inputs at 0, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. And all of them have one dot except for 6. Notice that 6 has 2 dots right here. So that means that 6 has 2 different outputs, and that's not a function. So no, some inputs have more than one output. More than one output means not a function. Okay, so that's that for this lesson.